So I'm gonna talk like me for a minute, just me and a microphone. But I'm practicing this just to see how I communicate. So because I've run into this issue a few times before where I'm a high creative and I don't appreciate what that is and it gets me in trouble. And so when I explain it up front, it's made me rethink a lot of things. I'm like, holy shit. And so I looked up behavioral characteristics of a high creative, and this is the kind of thing I would talk about. So I get into this website, I'm telling you about my search, which is fantastic because then you can do it yourself. Oh, it's really fascinating. You know, you can go search thesecondprinciple.com, and it's about understanding creativity, creative traits. That's the metadata they chose. They got a nice quote up top, but they get down to it. And it's like there are very, very, very specific characteristics. And when it is bridled properly, it produces ridiculous results. It does. And very consistently. And the reason it does that is because design thinking is about coming up with the optimal solution. Like when you studied industrial design in the 90s, and then it immediately turned into human computer interaction, which is what my thesis was in. I was like, okay, this is where it's going. We're all going to be on these computer things, right? Like, so design thinking just stretches the way you look. It takes a lot more effort, but it creates these products and services that stand the test of time again and again. And so that's what we've studied. And this is a modern era. This is a totally different world. But when I say creative, it's like you're gonna literally, like, people have literally gotten off the phone with me and they said, Adam, like, smart, good sales guy. He's like, how do you come up with so many ideas like that every second? It blew my mind. I was like, I don't know. I've always done it. But I didn't realize what that meant until now, honestly, which is why I'm recording this. Holy cow. I have to look at the world a different way. I didn't realize how big of a deal it is when somebody says you're a creative. I am expressing this because I want people to feel exactly how I feel. Not about ego. Don't question that. No, this is ridiculous feeling. So I want to see if there's anyone else out there who's kind of been through this and they're like, holy shit. Like, I drew a diagram. It's like look, I'm a nerd. I love cognitive neuropsychology. Sue me. When I look at the profile of the decisions over time around this, design thinking is so much far superior. It's not even funny. Every decision has better optimization. Every one of them. And that's the way it works, and that's why it matters at MBA schools and stuff like this today. You're not doing that. And that makes a big fucking difference. So if you want people to think more like that and act more like that, behave differently, that's going to be a competitive advantage. And that's one of the things I've specialized in my whole life, mainly because I've worked with so many CEOs. I get it from that perspective. Just, that's the way my life's been. I've worked in some way, pretty directly, or call it lightly indirectly, a lot of times very directly, with like 35, 40 CEOs. I've studied them my whole life. There's a special blend here. And I can see that when I see a company with a good leader and a story, and they just get this one component more to their story and they leap into hyperspace. Visionary. and they have the people in front of them to do it. In fact, those people are begging for it. And this is going to be fantastic to watch. I hope this video is making sense. I know I'm in a creative zone, but golly, it makes you look at yourself so differently. You know, it just does. You see the world fucking differently. You are an innovator and you know it. It is undeniably clear. Give yourself the credit of that, bro. Jesus, it is undeniably clear. Oh, God. How has this been so difficult to know I'm a creative? I looked up coming of age stories. Like, I'm not even looking in the camera. I looked up coming of age stories because I can't believe that I didn't see this about myself. So, you know, it points out a lot of characteristics, and there's like different levels in a snowflake model. And I'm like, these people have studied this a lot. And this is one of dozens and dozens of good articles, I'm sure. You know, it just describes me a large number. Like, I'm going to be really curious. Here's the agreement. Adam tends to be, this, I want in my contract, you're required to be understanding that Adam may be a bit too curious for your taste and doesn't give a shit. Oh, it's honest. I didn't mean for it to be this way, but it's an advantage for some people who have their shit together and want somebody to like open them up to be even more loving individuals and better leaders and have more inspired products. Yeah. It's really what I've studied my whole life. Holy shit. I have been a student of what's the magic since HBR. You know, for fucking, oh my God. Are you shitting me? For 14, 20, 33 years? For 33 years, I have not connected the dots to that. You know, I did. I started fucking stealing Harvard Business Reviews off my dad's shelf when I was like 14, 13 maybe. And I like read them all. Actually, I read enough to where when I saw the patterns, like after a year, I was like, okay, I kind of see the patterns. And I still read them, but not quite as much. I read more books then. Yeah. So yeah, I've been looking at this shit my whole life. So fast forward 25 years, 34 years. And yeah, I see a way. I see there's a collage out here for you to take. And if that's the kind of thing you want to do, we should talk about it in more depth. For sure. Because you have an opportunity here to do something special, memorable. Yeah. It's a big deal. This is the kind of business I grew up around. Is people still talk about this culture. Fucking 20 years later. 20 years later. This is good stuff, man. Holy cow. This is just me riffing. Okay. So a large number of ideas. Uninhibited in expression of opinion. Me? Never. Sometimes radical and spirited in disagreement. Never. Usually tenacious or persistent. Yes. And all those can be done in a very, very good and kind way. But they are powerful. That's what I freaking studied. So I'll tell you what the world says about it from my view. It may or may not apply, but it'll be good advice. You know, I tend to find ways to add value. 10x return, no question. No fucking question. Just on the ideas. No question. You'll be trying to figure out which ones you want to do a risk-reward profile on, like this. This business design thing is weird. It sounds arrogant, but I just believe in it more and more and more because of the type of discussion. It's like you gotta have an M&A discussion at that point. I don't know that a lot of people have. It's definitely not familiar. Anyway, humor, comicality, intellectual play. Yes, daydream. Okay, out loud, manipulate ideas easily. Yep, boom, boom, boom. Very, very true. Can manipulate ideas by easily changing, elaborating, adapting, improving, or modifying the original or the ideas of others. Often concerned with improving the conceptual frameworks of institutions, objects, and systems. Keen sense of humor, right? Maybe a little bizarre. Maybe a little irreverent, aware of it, maybe androgynous, but whatever. Exhibit heightened emotional sensitivity, yes. 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 Yeah, so this is like, okay, I just haven't seen it described this way, and the next one is like the next one. So I'm doing this podcast show, whatever, right now. I've been sick with COVID, and I didn't expect to do this, and my place is a mess. But I'm like, you know what? I've been putting this off, and it feels right at this moment. It feels right now to say this. This is something that I'm so glad I'm recording, because this is peace for me. All right. I feel like we can play Let's Get Down to Business, which is my daughter's favorite song. And I've really not gotten into, but it does make sense for this moment. I don't think this is it. Is this it? Is that it? I can hear it. Let's get down business. I cannot believe she likes this song. That's so awful. Oh, but in terms of a businessy way, and that is not good. I don't like that she likes that song. Anyway. Creativity, neuroscience says, is more complex than the right-left brain distinction. Yes. Creative and emotional. Yes. Yes. Creativity, for how the imaginative mind works, which is BS. I think we have a good picture of how the imaginative mind works. I disagree with this article, and I'm sure Caroline Gregoire had a lovely view in 2015, actually quite powerful, but looking back, is relevant then. If you give it a twist, you were leading it here. It's just there's a few degrees of evolution. But yeah, there's no question. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. All the shit you said. Yep. Yep. Every fucking one of them. Creatives. Thank you for writing this. Really fantastic article. I needed to hear this. Caroline Gregoire, senior writer at the Huffington Post, senior health and science writer. Oh my God, you wrote this amazing article, and I wanted to follow up with you and hopefully chat for a minute about it. But wow, I really just needed to hear that. That was such a beautiful article. I recently figured out, I've always known I'm creative, but I recently figured out it is. Not even close. Like it just like I was like, oh my god, it's 10 times bigger than what I thought. I had my ego in it before. Honestly, it's like, oh, okay. It's an idea every second. Any one of gazillions of possibilities. It's an endless number of ideas. There is an endless, and we've explored them a lot. We creatives. Uh, we take science and we take creativity. We mash it together. It's just not your normal operations check the checkbox thing. In fact, you're almost guaranteed you will get that as a byproduct, but it is guaranteed to be a different experience if you are consuming this. There's a reason this stuff works this way, you know? And I've never realized just how much of a creative I am until now. And then it's like, okay, I need to go in that bucket. Because people, when they look at that bucket, that's what they're looking for. I'm over here. It's just people got to want that. May apply here. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Bring it in when it makes sense. That's what it is. It's that simple. I'm in that group. It's been hard to explain this to myself and feel good about it. Anyway, so this other article is, this was the beginning of the search. Yeah, the work of Leslie Owen Wilson. So Leslie, thank you for writing this one, The Characteristics of Highly Creative People. I really needed to look at that today. And I want to figure out what you do. Wow. Boy, there's a lot of stuff here I want to talk to you about. Who are you? Who? What is this? Leslie Owen Wilson? Who are you? Leslie Owen Wilson. Go. Passionate about educational designs and theories that help adults understand learners' individual differences. Wow. That is awesome. TheSecondPrinciple.com. Thank you so much, Leslie, for writing that article. That helped me out a lot. I hope to have an opportunity to I definitely am going to explore this. This has been an awakening time for me, and this is like a captive statement. Anyway, I don't know why I'm holding my phone, but I think it's time to wrap this up. How long have I been going? Only 18 minutes. That's not too bad. Let's just see what's on the images here. The effect of the I don't think that's going to make sense. What is this? Oh, behavioral characteristics infographic. Yes, that makes sense. So this is the kind of thing that happens when you bring in behavioral thinking into design thinking and business design thinking. Is there's an infographic that talks about the way people are influenced and their trust building style and their measure of progress. And these are the kind of things that you want to imprint again and again and again on the neurons. All right, so this is how one of many lenses to look through it, but we're going to go through this and it's going to scatter, but there's a framing to this that brings about, and the bookends are basically metrics and behaviors. You're feeding the ecosystem, all right? And I could whiteboard this. I could 3D it, and I think a friend of mine and I are already doing that in our heads, my friend Chris. But what's up, Led? Anyway, this infographic is called The 4 Behavioral Characteristics, and it's on Behance. It was 6 years ago, 1400 by 991 JPEG, so that's pretty cool. But, you know, it goes through a behavioral view of experience design, and that's what experience design is. It's not UI, it's not all the frickin' features, it's behavior design. You're creating a customer experience to change behavior. It has always been that way. It has never changed. There are just new ways. Actually, it's the same ways in some new things that didn't exist before. It's evolved. That's it. And so, you know, we've seen the whole design life cycle in software design happen for, I've seen it now for going on 3 decades, and the you know, the way the patterns are changing, it's totally behavioral. It is totally behavioral. All indications about the next area you're going to optimize businesses around human behavior. It's clear. You just look at the business models. It's all about human behavior and data. Every one of them monetizes it better. Period. End of story. That's what the juggernauts have in common in a big way. You know? Yeah, they influence behavior very well. It's always been that way. So that's the mapping. And then deliver on something people care about. Motivate them. Give them something to get excited about and stop fearing. That's another important one. You've proven it. You can say it. Motivate people with it. We got to motivate people with it. We got to show them the moolah. That's how video games work anyway. At least Roblox does. All right. Well, this is Adam, and this is my first journey to... Oh, what did I decide? I wanted to call this a journey to... I'm so glad that this is my first one and it came off this way. All frizzle-frazzled, unorganized, off the cuff, spaced out, tired over COVID, very tired over COVID, but loosening up, enjoying myself, stretching, getting a good voice in here because I like that. I like having a good voice. I like knowing that I can sneak over here and whisper in this ear. Or I can do it. Well, I could do it from back here. Or this is what happens when you have a good earpiece. You can actually hear yourself whisper. And it's kind of spooky because then I'm whispering right behind you. This is the kind of shit I would learn from Adam Curry. Oh my God. My life's crazy. That's where I learned media. Okay. I think I need to sign off. And this podcast. Actually, I've been trying to do this, come together with the right idea, and I'm right here. And it's so exciting. I can literally, and it's not the weird congealed saying, it's like I can feel the energy around it, you know, because of the way it can help. You know, there's a lot of good things. So this is the way to get a 10x. You know, this is what all the thinking and all the last 9 months of sabbatical and the time I just had to learn a hard lesson and reflect is like, there are patterns and playbooks for CEOs and companies. And getting better at those behaviors is what is going to move the company's needle. Those behaviors matter a lot. So, Ooh, man. Hmm. It's so interesting. I'm very grateful to learn this perspective. Uh, Extremely full of gratitude. Hmm. What happens if I put Yoda right here? Do I look like I'm looking at Yoda? So Yoda, what do you think? What happens if I put you right here? No. I look like I'm looking down on you. Yep. There, what's up, dude? No. Hey, dude. Alright, well, that's what I was messing with. Just testing some things now. I'm trying to see, like, when do I look like I'm looking in the camera right now? And if I step back here, can I look up some, or does that, you kind of want, yeah. Yeah, that would be better if the camera was there and I was reading something there. I'm sure there's a way to do that. Yeah, now I'm thinking like a designer. Okay. So basically, I'm picturing what I just went through, how to communicate something behaviorally through video when I need to reorganize the orientation of my screen to communicate, because I'm not looking in the video and I want to be, and I can't put it right in front of the information. Well, I can, but I don't have it set up that way. Is there more up to go? No more up to go. Yeah, I would need this stuff like down here, like this. Not even like that. Just this last one, like it's the way the teleprompter is, I would want it to just roll through that, so I look like yeah, I can just. I think with teleprompters, you can look right in the camera. You need to be able to do that. You need to be able to look in the camera and say here, 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 here. That would be cool. We're gonna talk to Led about that. All right, signing off. And I have 2 minutes of commercials in here. Brought to you by AdamLoom.me. That's where it's happening. Check me out. Tag me, hit me, I don't know. Golly, there's a lot of things you can do. Anyway, AdamLoom.me. Until next time, I hope. It's meant for you, from the frickin' heart. Ooh, and crazy hair.